Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I sat down with you and I did a little yap session, and today I want to talk about the Trade and Innovation Expo fashion show. So this fashion show used to be the BMX fashion show. I would have taken part in the fashion show when it was BMX in the years 2015, 2016 and 2018 probably. I don't remember the exact years, but I'm gonna sit down here with you and do a review of the fashion show while I do my skincare. And I would have already started with my Beauty Formula's micellar water, and I have some other ingredients in here that helps with my acne and my dark marks. As you can see, I do have some hyperpigmentation. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use this glycerin and rose water. I don't know what brand this is. VNS Pharmaceuticals. It's a Trinidadian company. The show had its ups and downs. It had its pros and cons. For sure, I enjoyed it for the most part. There were just a few things that might have been a little bit better. So for example, when we got there, it was hosted in Pelican Village and it was done in collaboration with Barbados Manufacturers Association, Export Barbados, and Design District. I don't know much about Design District, but I do know that it is a model agency and maybe like a fashion accelerator program or something like that. I probably should look into it a little bit more. They said they have over 30 models and they're geared towards pushing fashion in the region, not just Barbados. I just put on the hyaluronic acid serum from the Beauty Formulas brand, and I'm gonna let these two dry before I put on anything else. So the show started on time. It was great that it started on time because I, as a participant of the BMX fashion show, would have realized that BMX tended to start late, later than it was supposed to. So that was a good thing. It was an indoor-outdoor setting, so it had some covered areas and some open areas. It was raining that day and a lot of the chairs got wet. And while we were sitting and watching the show, we did have to open our umbrellas so that we didn't get soaked when the weather changed again. The show was started beautifully. We had a violinist coming in. She was playing Trip by LMA. They did a little introduction of the models, telling us the names of the models and stuff like that. One thing that I noticed is they did say that they have just under 30 models in the agency. There were not 30 models at the show. There were not many models. And as always, when it comes to the fashion industry, there was less male models than there were female models. I would have liked to see more male models. As somebody who loves doing menswear, but maybe that's just a bias of mine. When it comes to the designers, the SJPN was there, and then they would have some designers that were more established, had been in the industry longer, and they did some stuff. Let me tell you guys, the SJPA designers did amazing. The clothing was well thought out. It was well done, well made. The collections were cohesive. The SJPA designers did a fantastic job. I was so proud of them. You know, that is my alma mater, so I might be biased as well, but the designs look nice. I really enjoyed everything that they presented. So I'm gonna put a clip here with some of the designers. Right now, I'm going to put on the Beauty Formulas AHA BHA serum, and this helps with resurfacing and stuff like that when you do have blemishes and everything. And honestly, I don't put on much. Like 2 drops can't cover my whole face. I don't get it too close to my eyes either, because these are harsher. There's a harsher serum than anything else that I put on my face, so I don't get it close to my eyes because the eye area is pretty sensitive. In terms of the other designers, there was some stuff that was really great. Like, for example, Black Flamingo Apparel, her designs are always flawless. There was a jewelry designer that had some beautiful brass pieces that had in some bone, some mahogany. Like, they're just beautiful pieces, the earrings, the cuffs, everything. In terms of the overall show, the production of the show was way better than BMX used to be. So for example, BMX, you have the models walk out, you have your music playing, and you have some lighting, maybe some smoke if you're lucky. The production of this show was great. And we had like a screen at the back, as you'll see in some of the clips that I would have showed you. They had a photographer, videographer connected to the screen so that you could see an enlarged image of what was on the runway. If you were in the back something and there was a head blocking you and you couldn't see the runway, all you had to do was look at the screen and you'd be able to see what was on the runway. So I really like that. The music production was good, the lighting was good, and the seating was strategically placed that really and truly, even though you might have had some people like me, I'm a short person, you might have had a head or two blocking something, you could just like move around your head and you could see what was going on. So overall, the production was good. My critique about fashion shows in Barbados will always be that the fashion shows they're done for entertainment process, and fashion as entertainment is fine for entertainers, but fashion is my job, and I want to be part of a fashion show where I can meet customers and make sales. So if it's not going to be like store owners and people interested in having my designs produced and put in their stores or boutiques, let it be direct to customers and have people who want to shop locally actually be the ones invited to the shows. That is my one qualm about fashion shows in Barbados, and it will always be something that I dislike about fashion shows in Barbados. I don't like fashion as entertainment because it is my job and I am there to make money. And for some people, they pay a lot of money to take part in these fashion shows, and it takes a lot of money. Even if you're not paying to be at the fashion show, it takes a lot of money to produce a collection, from buying fabrics to making them. Unless you're the person making every piece yourself, paying to have those stuff made is expensive. And if you are making them yourself, then you're putting in a lot of time that you could use to make money into a fashion show. And then the fashion show is just an entertainment thing for most of the attendees. So you don't make any money back from it, but you're putting a lot of time and effort into it. That's a problem for me. And it's always a problem for me. So that's that. I just put on the restoring eye cream. It has zinc coenzyme Q10. This is B formulas. Also, I almost didn't get to go to the show because I was working. I was busy. I had a deadline that I had to push back, and there was some family stuff going on. There still is some family stuff going on, which is why I'm doing this sitting down here yapping my mouth instead of like putting on makeup and doing a whole production for this video. There was a good variety of aesthetics on the show. So you would have some people that did some streetwear, you had a good set of resort wear, swimwear, we had jewelry, and then you have like stuff as a mixture. I did end up leaving early, but I can say that I enjoyed the show. My last con about the show would be that the designers did not get to do a final walk with all of their designs, and this has always been a thing that has been frustrating for me. with the mixed fashion show. You get to walk with one model and show the design that you want to showcase the most. You put it last, and that last model is the one that will do the walk with you, and then you go backstage and it's over. I would love if at some point they make it that you can show all of your designs one last time, do a last lap with all your models, then the designer comes out, they introduce the designer and the name and everything, they tell you how you can contact the designer. Even if it's on the screen behind, put up contact information for the designer, whether it's a phone number, an Instagram page, a Facebook page, a website, something. Because as I said, fashion shows for entertainment don't make sense for fashion designers. Anyways, I said that was my last one, but my last one is really and truly styling. Fashion designers should be able to choose the styling for the models. There should be shoes available that they can have cohesive shoes if they would like to for the models. There should be a cohesive hairstyle and makeup look for each designer. And this is something I would have discussed with my husband. It would have been nice if, say, the designers that want bare face or minimal makeup get to go first, and then designers that might have wanted maybe a brown smoky eye go next, and then you build the look up till you get a colorful look for the designer that would have done a carnival inspired line, and go on like that, so that the hair, the makeup, the jewelry, the shoes, everything is elevating the looks that are on the runway. I really would like that. And they can't do that when there's not enough models on the runway. One example that I would have seen of this being done really well would be Caribbean Fashion Week. They didn't necessarily change the hair and the makeup for each designer. Sorry, not Caribbean Fashion Week, Barbados Fashion Week. They didn't necessarily change the hair and the makeup for each designer, but the styling for each designer was individualized. Each designer had their own accessories, their own jewelry, cohesive shoes, because the producers of the show had shoes and jewelry and bags that the designers could use as part of the styling of the show. So that's just one thing that I say I would add in. And when you have the extra models, you have a group A and you have a group B. Group A would be on the runway while group B is getting ready. That way, you have more time for the models to change. The designers can get their final walks and everything like that. But if you have very few models and every model has to be on the runway every single time for every single designer, you can't do that. Overall, the show has vastly improved from what I personally have experienced backstage. I don't know what backstage was like. I wasn't backstage, but seeing it from the outside, I can say that the production quality of the show has vastly improved. I really enjoyed the work of those that did the show. We had some very young designers from the SJPI students, more established designers that have been around for a while. They're showing the quality of the production. Everything went well, it ran smoothly. The last thing I'm going to put on my face is this Beauty Formulas Aloe Vera Gel, and this is a moisturizer that will just lock in all the serums that I put in on my face. And I put this one on my neck as well, and just locking everything. So as I said, the production quality of the show has greatly improved since the last time I have seen a fashion show put on by the Barbados Manufacturers Association. Design District seems to be a newer partner, and another partner was Export Barbados. So I do believe the quality and the production of the show was better. I would like to see more models. I would like to see better styling. I would like to see hair and makeup, more male models. And was there anything else? Oh, venue. We can't have the patrons of the fashion show getting wet, guys. the venue has to be, even if it's outdoors, there has to be coverage for all the cheers. There just has to be, because getting wet at a fashion show is not glamorous. The fashion shows are supposed to be glamorous, and that's that. In the last clip, I will show you guys my outfit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sound off in the comments what you think. Is there anything else that you would like to see at fashion shows in Barbados? What improvements would you like to see? Do you like going to fashion shows? Did you go to this fashion show and did you enjoy it? That's the end of this video for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.